La longal konton LSTV1 kal bisimila e koten programme oto do miya lon ko mbafala wole ko Gambia La Politico programme oto do miya lon ko kanate jang loku da miya lon ko don ka molnate miya lon ko wollen politicien olti walla koy fahamro soto politico nyina karola bake pour kaje ko ninga kaja soto politico nyina tamandirobe Gambia banko nyinga oto kamala ni loku la Gambia La Politico programme miya lon ko ngasoto na television bunda nyinde wala kata Alhagie Kurang miya lon ne fanko don atelebe mabilam fe programme nyinde oto sainten don te fewo fen kala don Mr. Kurang ben fele programme nyinto be silo nyindi la drum pour kaje ko anin jibe la le saro nyindi walla fon kan jibe la le nyo konton drum jannim fon be dunna programme nyin kono Mr. Kurang, you most welcome to LSTV1 nge bismillah programme to min kata Gambia La Politico.
Mashallah, assalamu alaikum, Fatiha baraka bake, invitation on to for the political discussion. Bela la moer lalu jibe lalu be kontonna be tentula be kontona bi sunkarola ani jumalum ba fanan nge be tentu mashallah.
Abaraka bake Mr. Kurang nge konton bake fanan nge tentu bake nge jai for honoring our invitation pour ka appear on this program min kata Gambia La Politico. Saintente fo fengela drum be dunna kachanyin kono ngakalam to ko ete you are a seasoned administrator and also an economist but turned politician mune fo hamonyen dundi kono pour kaje ka to venture into politics wala ko kida dum politico nyin kon
politico niaje anduntaje politico atemu kule de me alon ko atelbe maralin ni kum banko mo la baluola ntamut na kariya kono nga do ko ke dula jamal to bari molbe alon ko teaching karandiro wala munna do ko fanfanti meta karandiro la Gambia nga sanji muanke ka karandiro la andung dalilo fana me atina nga meta karandiro la pour molla nyato ta karanga karola wala atina nga karandiro ke bari dunia du ko krondi ni ba kono na meta fo isi fanjibe ya jibe itabe tembo mento anin isi munake no fanan kalafa so ni be karandiro la ibe tar la classroom wala kono itaning maybe karamuto ding tang waranto muang alba be londila kolla bari banko la kol tambita londo la karola le kul le fanal be banko kam me yalon ko jata kende a senola ku nyalu no molla balu nyalu wol ning wol tambita nin ko mutici mu ko kilinati bari ku jamal le fanam bije so ni sita fo wati soto tan yajibe fo itedum experience o men soto anin ila fahamuro me yake isi banko ma ko no nyaadile ni karandiro ke fo sanji tang fo sanji muang isi asikeno ya foko ni ngambulo dundi kudol fanal koto tumado ngakudute karandiro to nyame isi banko ma ko no wol fanando andu iso keno nyaadi to keno la classroom kono iso keno political le kono so wodalilo atina sita ngaji be 2020 one year janning election kasi ngaje ko nyimbang political ninjo intaje mbe la faro kala le barinte talaro kala banko la development
eventually you had the la fonyin sort of pour kaje ko to kadum politico nyin kono and then you had the first test towards presidency wala ko la fonyin sort of pour kata state house in 2021 dami alon ko lafta ke dadu num presidential election kono dami alon ko nataje fanko independent electoral commission IEC inate disqualify mune fon sababu te la disqualification wala mune asabu IEC disqualify what went wrong for you
IEC go nim bi ni ni ngaro ga jabiro man kole bawo ngajele IEC to moment announcement o keta kabri ni modol tata court yemel fana reject o dalila killing loi le tamandi loi me yalon ko anisilo manta nyola nin katung wala mu nyinti ko ni en tol nyinin kay ko nga signature nati may même keta nomination oti iko lafta wuli lulela sa en tol nga wuli woro wulale dila 7000 ite lafta 5000 bar kabri nga of 7000 o dila ite aje ko o 7000 problem te to nyinna même biye problem te voters card number nyinna problem manke signature la fem manke woto is valid bari ko hara kayto bala maybe yemen safeje ya safeje dulado Alhagie Mamadi want to do ya safeje youth for change iko woda manne atinna o kaytol me yalon ko ya safeje youth for change yo disqualify yalo mukule me yalon ko akubo man lo simfulo la lota sinkilinela katu munatinna loi ko ning IEC ni kayto submit ko il after nomination wala politico fo council lom fo député lom fo president number ning IEC la kayto muta ni aje ko ila kayto wala fembije me yalon ko anin silo mantañola anin loi mantañola inyante kumandi lale jannin wo nomination o kabang kayita ndila ko yenyi menki janteng iyanta nyim bondila jele jannin nomination o close la loi wala fo bari to le mo la kaytol muta itol ko sotaro jije me yalon ka manki tale carte keso men bije wanto amma wala manki ta hanide iko ka sotarol je fenne safede je memma nyanda safela je fo tombo nyanta kala do tombo ma nyanda kala je wala to siro nyanta kala do suro ma nyanda kala je ime kumandi bari itata do sita yede fo wato sit iko manganya yalo mangta silola
but also you didn't appeal akamunda ko sonta IEC la disqualification on nyale menkete
no yalong IEC kabri ya strategize because it yalo ne membe kono so yebatu ne for 2 weeks logum fula jani election o kasi o logum fula jani election o kasi ni loi tamandi nyalong yalo ne ko ni manta loi len silol bari yalo ne ko fanan ko ning ni hani tata loi nyati lina wotati ne to etaro carte keso bala because time o tije practical andu yake wala nyam.
So in essence, you didn't apply. You didn't appeal.
Ntenga menje what time what tembo ntenga menje ndem politician old right amanke kondunta politique le kono kafo ko nte kungulafta men na dia ku ya wala nyanta kala banko la ku nga wala tambindi ntela kungula so nin sita ngamira ngo okay sa IC fele tolbe men kala yake sa nte nyanta munekala fombe bori na court le bang nga bori fo election o ta tambi ni election on te mbulote du naje waranto fo fana mba jibe la ko itoli akitene nte fana mbe menkela ito fana mo fana mankuno to banko la hajolo mwoti so nyanta munekela nte fana nyanta akele ko nyin carte fayo mbe tambila nyi manke Alhagie Kurang carte fayo nyi mu Gambia carte fayo so mbe ndabula la je nyaadi le fana mba jibe la le mo me ya lonko ntel ni wala ko le tata nyola ngawol sembentu ya
possibly we will come to that but generally I see la performance rate nyari in 2021 coming down to the subsequent elections me alon ko yelle conduct Gambia banko kany.
Yeah, I mean the candidate selection mbole for can sign thing your mole men disqualify was wrong is unjustifiable and untoltara jele idale niko nia disqualify first appeal lam kabri ko nga appeal time dina for 1 week for pour nga appeal IEC kabri nga appeal IEC o keta kangaroo courtlet because kabri futade je appeal wa tare tolbe siring ibe parering ima hani la moy ni ka dia moy bu ka moy itolie même muta ya muta jele iman so wala andi fan la loi wala be safere jele ko they should have called us nyantan commandi la nga rectify yalo mu tilimbal yalji so IEC tilimbal yala dundi woto ka oge yo election o because election o ketale after that carte fighter yo nta fono la ko because yen disqualify le carte même fighter amam fair yes yen disqualify le o man fair anu hani sama mbafala ko amam fair yes bar carte faytale den tata doy represent je ngaji nga process o nyin jibele andu ngalo na ko Gambia la carte fayo akeke berol la andu is transparent no witness la
kabri ye disqualify iko amam fair that's your opinion so will you also want to accept ni model fanan ko yen sunya ne amam fair
no yalong momorondi ini la opinion nom so ni ntenga mem foten nko amam fair nga based on a law. There is a law. The law ko nyadi ko nie mola kaito ta ning evie fenji je mem man sume sotaro soto janning deadline be sile nyanta mari kumandila andu hani mo fo luwale ifa nyanta lonal ko ningani ya jawyati je hana badi ngolum tonyati ayanta kala wala nyam so ni modo fananko yenna carte sunyale nta fo no la hani mela carte sunyale mbella moy la ite ya fonte mun dalile latina ite koy carte sunyale
of recent ni watol nyin kono independent electoral commission na chairman Aliou Mamar Njie moli bulo chodi kala wato nyin fon abandal waya sabu ba kumandiro ke kam pour kaje ko ay ala place nyin ay vacate wala ko ay boje but Aliou Mamar Njie te statement men di wala nyin de ko la wato nyin han sanji fulatu dajel dam yalon ko le ba sambala for 2025 andum fana kamunda ko minister of justice mi yalon ko wala martal wani no fana funde la ka defend ka ko ala wato nyin min tudaje sanji fula extra wo fana tudaje na tara ko nyim moy what is going to be your reaction?
Yeah, I mean kokuru ni amemu lualti ate ko sanji fulal tutaje so nte man contract ko je e contract ko men diala nyamaje ma witness malo mundalila tina ofo of course ning atara la contract ko banta nyante fonyolal modota bare ala contract ko mom fel lonje andu mala contract ko
Kabri disqualified in 2021 shortly before the presidential elections. You went ahead and then endorsed the PDOIS and then leaving National People's Party and UDP wotembo mol fonka wole tipped wall possibly wala se election o win mune fonga ya tin na ya mirako yakka fu PDOIS la wala fisiata parti dolti mi yalo nako wala fonga ba nyine ndiro keka
wotembo la ntenga o parti flol ngol jele comme 6 and 9 nga jele ko ndebe 1 year be change of government member challenge kang which was the NPP government just branch of the UDP government among any difference administratively or record wise remember itandila nako because already at that time almost 5 years of the transition and that 5 years of the transition the UDP government participated there for 2.5 years or more and then the NPP the rest of the thing so among any difference in terms of left change men na nyimbanko kan ko itol mo flow kono they can bring that change to us so yes molba fo kan nunko yes chances of nyineba nyanta wina warano nyileba wina but yalon politics ni ko iba jibela ka ko hambita jande because wolle nyanta wina automo asikeno ibite isondo molla bari mante hakilol right ibita nidia ko la mante hakilol ka ko nyileba wina wato ngata je sa ni ya win nganyim soto ani politique ntenga jibe nyaming anda manke lunkilin kuti fanan ning do tambita dole fanan kana so nyanta tala dameng me alon ko hak ni sondo moyata hakilo yata ko nyinam
did you had a thorough search janni vonga be kafola PDOIS because ngalon ne ko ning kabri ye disqualify you may have a lot of political parties mi alno ko be na porka nyinindroke for alhaji be kafulan tolle ma fawe kafulan were you ever contacted by the UDP or the NPP porka kafu
yeah I mean UDP be sirin damente nata jenni sita be sirin siramengang ila representatives kila agenda present nye over that short period kaje ko whether from be accept la onge endorse and nga fo ko at that time ko yes ni na molbe discussion sotolale molle bente fana noma and ni hakilo tata damen ni bitawol to NPP no maybe indirect but my any direct offer sort of from solicit ka fo ko ngataje bari mobe yal na mol dol fanal bijele mel ka fo nyako ngata NPP dol ba fula ngata UDP wol muy la opinion neti yes but kabin tol sita ngajele ko politico ni bota dulato akana ke nyinti ko kafo ko mbitaje place le noma waranto mbitaje because ibe gagner lale no e yanda tala jele based on principles then ni ajela principles ni man tama sita dulado nyini
mune nya fandi PDOIS la non den mune atinna fo mune la fendi no PDOIS la den pour ka kafu
well at that moment yes nya fo ko at that moment I see UDP and NPP as 6 and 9. So, meaning why? Because analyze the 2021 election, Purunte was a referendum on the coalition. The 2026 was a referendum on the coalition. Because coalition ota wale banko run for 5 years. And yaron with what terms? In Nimol Sarto Leta. There will be a new constitution. There will be review of the civil service. There will be financial reviews after the commission. That the security sector reforms will take place. There will be a level playing field. So maybe who is responsible for the failure of this at that moment? It's the two parties. The UDP controls the parliament. They could have changed the laws. It will because parliament law as the majority, right? From day one. The NPP will be executive. Will run on a daily basis and bring it to law. So you move to run the country. So the referendum is a referendum of and yes or no. So anything else, I have to consider the other options. Right? The other options, Jumati, maybe you have GDC. GDC, well, they are good. I don't have no problem with them, but I don't see why they were allowing Yaya Jammeh, for example, to talk on the platform. I didn't know, I didn't understand that, right? And And what was the other option? The how do I call it? The UP, is it UP? NUP. I mean, I didn't see the agenda, Mela vision. I don't see the vision, and I didn't take as a seasonal politician. You know, I thought it was a one-time thing. So the option that was left, and I cannot be sitting on the fence in a country, na banko bitakang. You know, I can't sit on the fence. I have to make a choice. So the choice at that moment was the PDOIS.
To set the record straight, ika futa PDOIS lema, iko PDOIS le endorse. For most of you know, ika futa PDOIS le as a full-fledged member, or ye endorse le just for the 2021 presidential election and the subsequent elections.
Well, you see, how do I call it? The presidential election. I endorsed the PDOIS and the candidature of the PDOIS, and then after the presidential election, it was a kind of like a coalition. We call it the PDOIS-led coalition. I have my movement that the young people call the Youth for Change. So we joined the coalition, and then after the coalition, then came the parliamentary elections, and we said, well, this partnership is going okay and smoothly, so I can contest under the PDOIS ticket as a member of the PDOIS, you know, as a parliamentary technician, and now, well, I'm still a member of the PDOIS.
Of course, yes. What about a cabring Independent Electoral Commission may endorse no? In the Ketamoti Mialanko, you contested for the seat for Nyamina is in the parliamentary elections. Itare Lotaje Jama Baba for Alhagie Kurang was going to win that seat for the people of for the PDOIS, but eventually Ngaje Nata Ifota. What really went wrong for you?
Well, yeah, politics is Yasoto Warranto for. It's part of the game, and yeah, I contested. I'm very proud that I contested for the parliamentary because I experienced Latina because Nyanta Lola Nung for presidential, Malo for presidential. Yeah, models have oh, I only want to stand for presidential, but no, in the spirit of democracy, I am left on put the debate to continue, left on my voice to be heard, for people to hear me, and parliamentary gave me that chance to come on a platform, Kadiamu Mole at the grassroots, directly. So Mfonte, for me, that was already a success because na message, it went through and to the right people, the young people and the grassroots, where I wanted the message to go. So, you know, yes, I didn't get enough votes, but I think I did reasonable. I got almost 2,000 votes, and Niajibe, considering the expenditure that the NPP was doing, it I saw construction equipments, Caterpillar Alfuntita on the day of the election, and model bafoka model yokonkali ajele, you know, kanasilo that alkate fine na debate, you know. But I think today the people of Nyamina realized that maybe they should have voted for me because you know, they saw my participation and what I could bring for them.
So do you believe that was the contributing factor? Kabri yo fengol bondi wale fonga yatina Nyamina kol hakilo falinda purkaje ko kete ditch ka karte fay national people.
Yeah, I believe ko is one of the factors. It's one of the factors. Inducement. Yeah, there was inducement. And that's one of the factors.
By the National People's
Yes,
Party.
yes.
Kabiri kata wala ko ilafta ka contest for the people of Nyamina East. Ihakilo nyinkono ilafta ka mune fonke for the people of Nyamina East exactly at the National Assembly. What type of a representation can we expect from you?
Well, the job of the National Assembly is a lawmaking body. Atemu to luaka daming. Aning banko la ko executive la ko ka kontibo daming. Ani mola sula kol ko fe dame of course ni dunta National Assembly hani dunta as Nyamina amanke ko ibe diamula Nyamina damane toyal ibe diamula Gambia bele toyal andu na intention mu nyinati ko yes nimbe parliament you know diamul menkeke outside the parliament intenu mbasambala nu into the parliament, you know, kamola sula kol yitandi what is the problem of the Gambians, health, you know, agriculture, in education, na experience ka itandi, you know, in the legislative process ka participate je ka je ko luwale ket banko kan luwal me yalon ko itilinta, and intention to sponsor, you know, personal private bills if possible.
You've worked with the Jane Commission. You do ko ke Jane Commission le nta fo ko ay watin ni si jannim fon mbajela ko yela resignation nyintenda wala ko yefonyo do ko wala. What exactly led to your resignation?
Well, Jane Commission, I think is no secret to anybody. There was there were differences between me and you know, people working in the commission. Coming kuol nyanta tamala nyameng tenga jele ko amantara tamanung ko nyama, and I expressed my opinion. And I believe, well, it's not feasible, tenable.
Specifically,
no, at that moment, the news were out. So if you are done research, I made a point. Yeah, understand. I made a point. It's not necessary to mention anything here because it's already been mentioned.
But yet again,
yeah, understand.
You can go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is what is already on record. Is no need to repeat it. You understand? But the thing is, I feel the commission was not going properly. And right now, at that time, I will call it to even justify, maybe Sita Tarakam Fanka explain. But at the moment, saying, Niam Hani didn't remember Siloka, Iba Jana Commission. Nia follow. And why I follow? Because Molia believe the commission is compromised. It's compromised. A compromise the Nyadile, more like personal interests, individual interests, will the commission overshadow, and that was my point. Point at that time. And when saying among the Kuti Mealonko, a more compact because Molia Jelko, why is the commission a failure? For two reasons. One, because Commission of Tamakun Nyaming, Borindikan Nyaming, right, how they were running it was not proper. That's one. And two, because even though, they were running it improperly, but after a pareta fanan, they yell reporting dinkele, yell reporting ding fanam menke, kabro fanam futata, ayanta futala dameng, or fanam mantama. So for these two reasons, the commission failed.
Can we say you had a sour relationship with Ami Bensouda and this is why you tendered your resignation?
No, I mean, I don't take anything, everything is professional. So I don't take anything personally. When I want to write to your media, LSTV, my brother or my cousin Fatih is in charge of the LSTV. But I express what I feel about LSTV, and I will see LSTV as an entity. So I see the commission as an entity. So if incidentally you happen to be the secretary in the commission and I write and you feel offended, well, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry, but that's professional. So
meaning Ami Bensouda got offended?
No, I don't know whether anybody got offended. I'm not really concerned about that. But what I'm saying is I have to write in a professional way about my opinion.
2023, there is no candidate for PDIS for mayoral election. But Ikata Moti Mialonko, you went ahead and endorsed Bakari Baji. Mialonko Atelem National People's Party la candidate over Talib Ahmed Bensouda the incumbent. Munefong Yatina ye Bakari endorsed over Talib.
Yeah, Bakari is I never meet personally, but it's like an online. We've been chatting. Ideas share long before, and I aware that he's contested in 2018 as a candidate. So for me, that was very brave of him at that time, because in 2018, remember there was a status quo. Until I didn't join that status quo. I was just like Bakari. I'm an independent at that time, and I watched it from an independent view. So a candidature in 2018, I support because I vision what he wants. A vision grows from his experience. Bakari is a youth worker. I understand. And from the youth work, he has a feeling for the community. And that feeling for the community, that's the only thing. Election, okay, but ni stand election, what feeling made him stand against the status quo? 2018, President Barrow campaign for the coalition candidates for Taliban others. Lawyer Dabo, Vice President, campaigning, or foreign minister campaigning for the coalition candidates. So overwhelmingly, favorites. So nim wol funtita at that time, to against them on principle, they deserve respect. So that Bakari earned my respect. Then after that, I started following him. He has a vision. And the vision he has is not very different from the vision I have. So we engaged and we started chatting online, America. It's true that even though I was supporting him from far away, 2018, but this guy, I vision it shares my vision. And what is happening in KMC? I'm one jump right now for KMC, the current mayor should be replaced. Look, they collected $1 billion, $1 billion you will collect in 4 years. So near 1 billion collect in 4 years. In Tolmanya struggle and Purka find out where that 1 billion went. It should be plastered on the table and clear. But that is not. Okay, instead of explanation, yasoto, a negative response lesoto. You are a hater. You are this. You are that. No, ntomo professionality. You understand? Adura nyawa bukati na nyanta menyinikala mo nyinika.
In 2018, comme ya fo nyamen ikumasta ka bakari follow world kabeng abe wo place o nyini kan and wo ko layna tak moti mi yalla ko continue ka bula nom but jama wala mol mi yalla ko surtout wala mi la critics de ka dami fo lo nyindi ko wotem wala fo email support nyim fo funding publicly just like you did of recent because iko say niaje yenyim funding publicly is because you had a sour relationship with Talib Bama wala fo yati ne fundida pour ka bakari
no wol men ko wonte fisa bata woltile yalo munatina 2018 ndemo secretary at that time Bakari contest at the commission so as a secretary of the commission I'm an independent investigator so independent investigator me yalongo I should be unbiased fonte nyanta funtila about 2018 kaitani mola mbeyine support kam of course as a citizen ngana right sotole pour men support lang hakilo kono nga support and ngo respect but nga kalo menke fanang the oath I took ngo fana respect but nga jele mol bi jele mel yalongo ibe commission to ibe politico la yani politico le sambanyola hani commission fa nte fa nyaaya jele ti sa tol be bulu iba distribute kan iba di kam molla so what do they have to tell those people? Mol me yalon ko be commission kono, ibe campaign wala candidate le fan la candidate pour y gagner.
This was
in 2018. Yes. 2018 Jan commission be caring ne ando be caring wato men fanang ntenga mol jele me yalon ko be campaign wala ibe commission fanana.
Waya tarete me la
tarante ndela ntenga na joko professionalism respect le. So mang funti kaitandi ko well ñin mol ñanta wala support la. You understand? I didn't do that, but that was functionable. I remember I found more t-shirt on at na office konole. Nko ko ni t-shirt ol bondi jang because ni commission manque politique droite.
Mr. Kurang, will you be brave enough ka for t-shirt jamale fon mode at this time?
I saw yellow t-shirts.
Yellow t-shirt jamale ba t-shirt on.
Well, Talib
la t-shirt.
Of course.
Meaning ko what time we be campaign yo ke kan Talib le what time onum Jane commission was on.
Yes.
Okay. Kabribe Bakari Baji endorse kan. You wrote on your timeline. That went viral. Newspaper outlet dol from your career. Quote in quote. Ila kumaka to miyalo ya sape. Iko Bakari Baji is the only option for the people of KMC. You based on what?
Yeah, yalong ninka asikeno one in doi candidate bije. Mbafula go vote for doi candidate. You understand? Or maybe ni independent candidate be me along ga nyafa ansa for no vote for independent candidate. But yalong two candidates lebe caring. So ntemanke sit on the fence guide. Ntemanke sit on the fence politician. Yalong sit on the fence politician wolle ka foko ntemo endorse la after maybe yet a state house ye more endorse atara their city iko mole I'm sitting on the fence. Nte no, I'm a plain candidate. Membe kono mbole funtindila. So ntafuna mole ko ntete more endorse la atara duma be more endorse kan, right? Right now, I'm independent. You understand? So this attorney fan ni laftam why I feel that Bakari is the right person to be there because ngajele ko the KMC, there is no the public, the people who need KMC. Walamu musol membe Marceto. The communities so community la needs fumunati KMC community la need is what hospitals, schools, roads. You understand? And some people say, well, dumping ballots. Hospitals in the 4 years, your hospital Jumale bill or health center, your school Jumale bill in the past 4 years. Yesila Jumale Dada in the past 4 years. And they collected 1 billion. So, iko motole sang from balit. You motole sang from balit with our money, the taxpayer money. You understand? And I have interest in KMC. 22 years ago, I started a business in Kairaba Avenue. I was paying to KMC. So I'm a taxpayer to KMC. So I have an interest there. But our interest is ite you kodota ya some molam palita. First of all, mol question also about what is the cost of those vehicles. Intiama miram sign the mol manyanta ro debate like to nyanta press conference kumandila press conference be diary re nyameng nyanta press conference kumandila kaita ni mol ni motol malke dia ma santa nyinela nyina duntaje nyina kasotoje dol fan ya moy ko account ol yele tale account ol me ya lon ko inate closely based on the words in at all close explanation man so yalo mol ko do tax money na be bulu mol right so to ask you anytime but ni to ko mol te nyinin kala wanto ni me nyinin ga o muy jawol ti anin kari mama sonkatale serum wala ba kono ko ndol tambita wala ntela londo tambita wala le te kam wol karandi accountability le for 20 years ndete do accountability fundila nanga accountability du nyokon alko the dump site you promise le ko you will locate the dump site you will do the dumping is still a problem so nga compound rate jo ite a compound rate jo o nyimfana a compound rate jo and still now a compound rate is for what why we have to pay for with the cash vehicles we bought again we bought the vehicle we pay compound rate and we still have to pay for the mbalit. So money menkajo for compound rate wakata monel to buy air condition for the mayor, to give him a nice flashy car, or to give them allowances to pay themselves. That's the only reason why we should pay compound rate.
Possibly we will come to a few of those points that Emil highlighting and then possibly in the discourse like into detail.
Yeah.
Well, like in detail. More from coming from all in the Koite ibe talib wala ko ibe talib criticize kan and also mole bije mi alon ko ya endorse and wo fanam wo mo kilo mole place wol dial mi alon ka mantra do ko ngan comme mole ya expect nyami nga jama ya fofon ko te nyanta kala moti mi alon ko nyante fon jam fan la wala rather than ibe fon jam fan la talib
yeah nyanta dalilo le funtin la me alon ko nyanta jam falala because nga fo ne ko Bakari came in maybe 2 years as a minister of youth and sports mala I don't see where what they are sound within these 2 years sports in Gambia is vibrant. You know, we are participating in the African Cup of Nations, so that alone is an achievement. We see our Olympians are going to the Commonwealth Games and other sports are taking place. Yeah, so Mala, what is their point of criticism? Sometimes I can jump like Parliamentary here, we know the Parliamentary account. I know Parliamentary issue. Central bank is on the account of Funtita we see so many people for Bakari Tobe Hotel. It's not there, but they are not interested. Iman lafi will follow. Ni always be some gomu sonka dol. Ite lafi will follow. All marinho le kodol bidol. Yalom Parliamentary in this country has no control. You understand? Ite nita ko ibe tamola. Ite kela tamola dundi direct accountant and so on. Wale bije wale kajo. So ika mo dol jo nyame be fananjola wanya. Nita mu new person ti mu minister ti ina taje you can become a victim because it's a fono ini nyisitano le ini karisitano le you go with them. Yeah, but whatever happened, I don't admit the Parliamentary issue. Nganyine support ko let him return, and he came out plainly and say I'll return. But how many of them are accused of corruption? If we accuse you of buying trucks for 100 million, and the price is not right, should you not come out and clarify? Why are you too big to clarify? Clarify. At least Bakari clarified his point. He told they are not even humble enough to clarify.
But mojama e Bakari la question mark be dan wala nyinde ko Bakari amanya na wala fon claim la fo ala musoni pour kaje ko ke fon jo with such a padiem mojama la question mark be wala
hey nanga foy nta fole dan wonte fani ex past minister di amdala akonyo padiem mo bele ka enjoy padiem Gambia jang I bele ka enjoy all the top people enjoy it for among the Janko minister me alonko ibadi manual they have diplomatic passport for moy yes mbeo moy janne yalo na mune whatsapp because nita minister ye diplomatic passport is correct according to the law but munati na ibadi le la musola anila ibadi because ikala file ni la musole travel nyola. That's why they get the diplomatic passport for their wives. So ni mange kuti memune hey ni memala from malo.
So momi min fon be chocho ka wala fon ngana dunda.
Nko wala fo eteng, nko wala fo itol fon yalo ne membe caring. Ini ninka ba fo itol fo diplomatic passport fo ma di bading laba. Mundali la atine ka diplomatic passport di bading na pour aller travel nyola. So ka travel nyola hey amam follow Bakari la de. Abe yim banko kanni.
Iko Bakari Baji had series of improvements kabra kada minister wala ko minister of youth and sports but mo jamala question mark be dam wala nyende ko the independent stadium mi alan ko wala na the only independent stadium is currently is currently banned from hosting home games. And then mojama ya fo yebulo chodi bakar la ko ala ministry kunda mankata ku baka pour ka stadium mo renovate just in time pour kaje konna game on sa play noje.
In Independence Stadium, the only stadium in the Gambia, built in 1980s, early 80s. Hani jan ninja hora ka bojam vang 1994. Ni tara Independence Stadium I kalo no ka tinyata. Nte ngajele. 1994, Janni Jawaraka Bojang Independence Stadium Tinyatal. So, since Chinese people are built, early 80s, up to 1994, about 12 or 15 years later, there was no major refurbishment. Major, just small, minor. Ila toilet all Tinyatal, Janni Yaja Mekana, beyond repair. Yaja Mekana for 22 years, nothing major was done to improve it. Nothing major. What did they do major? Hanala Bahama grass throughout Yajamela na did in Bahama grass Mantiloje, Interhouse, Independence Stadium, school, inter-school, Independence Stadium, Hits, Independence Stadium, St. Augustine, Independence Stadium, Gambia High School, Independence Stadium, ICE, Independence Stadium. Which football stadium in the world is abused like that? Every high school go there for sport. Which stadium? So the Independence Stadium is overused, just like GPTC. Just like the roads we have, the investment is too small compared to it. So ito ba for nola nyadi lako. After 35 years of use, the minister menata for 2 years, he didn't fix it. Come on, man.
Ikonim Bakari Bajinara, this will put an end to state capture. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you collect 1 billion of tax money, and nobody can get you to come out and explain the state capture.
So meaning I feel like Talib nyanta funding publicly. I will clarify.
I more questionable answer, not to lock the door and to say that the CEO will not enter. For what? Government appointed will not enter? Because the government is useless. The government appointed will not enter. Why? The law says who should appoint CEO? Is it the mayor?
The government.
The government. So the government appoint, you say you don't want that. You have not proven somebody guilty in court. Ita ma more fine. Imanta luwa nyatili na luwa ya itandi ko nyingi sunya rol ka nyanta bola jel. Ba ita ko itela miro to wala ati na umanya na sila officer kono. Itela oyo bondi officer kono. Ita ko mendi ate bola kalaje. Yenu modo nati waka check all sign because Barrow government is useless.
Iko mbalit for cash. Bakari Baji fire for na nata ate wo kodo nying wala kwa iko kodo min collect still ate wo collect meaning ko mbalit ni ba collect was going to be free because iko na nata there's going to be something like no to Mbalit, collection of Mbalit for cash, something like that.
Yeah, of course, Mbalit for cash, Nico Mbalit for cash. Iyanta give comprehensively. Iyanta give comprehensively because first of all, mbenyini nkala yalo ngambalitol jana ntol fan la jam moto kanaja na kambalito collect. It's a private vehicle. You understand? Nana tana collect nka cash diala. And that's a private collection. Yala yolo will be in town. So they go to compounds here, number sort of dame kataya collect. Intol ka use for many years, for more than 10 years. Private. I pay private. They come and collect my mbalit. That's mbalit for cash. So why mbalit yalo wala moto ntemo osang? It's not from my tax money. That vehicle is not from my tax money, so I pay cash for them to collect. So the vehicle which is from my tax money, should I also pay cash? Does that make sense? No, there is something wrong. There is something wrong. So that's why I say Mbalit for cash, because the Mbalit project is being run like a private enterprise. It all called PPP, private public partnership. What is the public partnership in there? Private public partnership, it means that privately kana yemotol sang, ni yemotol sang ila kodola. You understand ne? Then ikamul charging Mbalito la domandin for yemotol la jobondi. All on private public partnership. But Mbalito mensanta mola kodola. Upka keno PPPTY.
Your candidate, Talib, your candidate Bakari Baji, nana because abitaka electional.
NPP candidate I endorse.
Okay.
Yes.
Nana takemo di miyalonko I election on you win, and then after continue the purka jago kanamo la suo konoka mbalitol ta dami alonko be kodol tala. Will you be bold enough purka reference criticize based on those steps?
Yeah, they do. No. Munamba mba nyakono jibela mta nyakono jibela because well I think Bakari maybe now along abalonal konde am opinionated ninga life is a changing thing ning if I endorse somebody then ningaje ko well they are not doing according to the satisfaction wala na political ka carte fay because constitution of ayalo ne ko hadama ding abe nyameng 5 years ago amuka taro nyama bi so anyanta murlana ne moli a contribo again ning election do na dam bafla moli ala bondi ale modo kiye
iko Talib Ahmed Bensouda
mo manke ni manke mansaya botale kabin tuba bolta da mansaya botale saying candidate yala be caring ni lota e manke mansati ni ma ke kumba fula mole ne ye bondi e modo kiye
iko Talib Ahmed Bensouda ya to ko family business over the interest of market vendors.
Ntema for Talib Ahmed Bensouda family business. Nko le ron KMC family business over interest of market vendors. Ma motofo. So ni me yake 30 omula hajolti.
So meaning ko itebe jamal lemo in a sense.
Mbemema. What I am saying is the interest of the market women is subdued.
Under Talib Ahmed Bensouda.
Is subdued.
Under Talib Ahmed Bensouda.
In the current dispensation.
You also said wala fonko jamaba mol mi yalan ko surtout wala mi la critics te yafu fonko eteketa moti mi yalan ko you seems to be so reserved when it comes to your critics towards the ruling government mingra president.
Ela ndebuga motofo. Ni ko KMC, ni ko family jamal lebje. Ite sikeno counciloti jele. Ika contragol na dika di la family. Against the interest of market women. For manke family over market women. So momoron dinka contract or ta KMC for a favor for contract lam for munambang whatever you see for ye lampolment dile ko ta lo joswang yalo nda le korabunda to is family over interest of market women. Ngala criticism nka baro da man name. I only name Baro. So who else I name? So that shows them that I am always criticizing Barrow because I don't name them. Why should I name other people? The number one person in the country is Barrow. So whenever I write, I only name Barrow. Do you hear me naming anybody? I don't name anybody. Nka Barrow dambane name because ni mo membe criticism na bango ga imam Barrow name, jumala name. So I name Barrow full stop. Anybody else is not significant.
You seems to be so reserved. Nana Barrow la criticism. Barika ke moti mi alon ko sinya jamai Kenya tele la fellow opposition parties la. The latest mi alon ko ya for quote in quote. Iko the yellow is dying in my area. Min kara nyaminati. Kabri yenyim fo mo jama ya fo fonko. Ika men fo wole be sabatring ibeka president ana Barrow criticize sign fo ite fo ila opposition fellow lika wole criticize and wollo modi mi alon ko nyanta lola wole fe pour kaje ko na tara ko tebe larin ko banko kanyan ko nyi mantara taku fellow opposition muntu wala keta fellow opposition for 2.5 years UDP is with Barrow. You understand? So it's only last 3 years that they are opposition. But even that opposition, who is yalong presidential election bijele, we are opposition against Barrow, and I against Barrow in the presidential. The parliamentary came, I was an opposition, and I against Barrow, against him. In the council election, Barrow is an opposition. The UDP is the ruling. Is that true or false? Is that true or false? Is Talib an opposition? Is Malik Law an opposition? No, they are the ruling incumbent of the local government. So there is two types of government. Central government is Barrow. The local government is the party that is ruling. So a presidential election was tambitale. Next presidential election also I'm against him Barrow. But then because he is the incumbent. But this is a local government election. The mayor is the incumbent. Okay. I cannot criticize anybody who is not handling council tax. Okay, ning nanata local government elections la ibe wala nebe Talib like ibe nyinin karol ke kan la koto da.
Not Talib. I mean local government, whether it's KMC or URR or anybody else, they are all the same. They are all the same.
In essence, quote in quote, because yellow is dying in Nyamina. Muni atineko yellow is dying.
Well, politics is full of teasing and teasing. Mafon yellow is dying in Nyamina. I say they are dying in CRR.
In CRR, yes.
Yes, and they know they are dying in CRR because I'm from CRR. They were the CRR. Italiano go CRR. Kuteje because CRR is the center of the country. So that's why I is central.
Kube jamale je ni ko kute UDP.
Kuteje nko le from but let me learn. Okay. CRR is the center of the country, both north and south, and land-wise is the biggest region in the country in terms of land, not in terms of population. So, my observation Yeah, ngela campaign jele, and I saw what they were there they were the ruling coalition government in 2018. They know Italy alone what strength they have there at that time, and what strength they have now. So it's the beginning. It's the bread basket of the country, the CRR, the bread basket. That's where most of the food we are consuming, the little food Gambians are consuming is produced there. So it shows you that if they don't listen to your message, it shows the disenchantment of the farmers towards your party. And I don't think UDP has a message for farmers, because their message is more of criticism. When the commando goes around, does he talk about the plan they have for farmers? When was the last time I hear him talking about that? So we in the CRR, we want vision. And there are, of course, new politicians coming up in CRR, like myself. Right? Yeah, I can beat UDP in next presidential election in CRR.
But
no good, no bad.
They have their 5-point agenda. Me alone found agriculture is embedded. All into agriculture, daba kon anu kabitara tola yo itandi mol fang mi alone kebe CRR katandila ko. These are some of the plans ngamin soro natara control nat man sakunda.
Yeah, it always man sakunda already. Handling the agricultural ministry, local government ministry, foreign ministry, finance ministry. Yalo niko mole ko maybe maybe opposition Nico Doi or somebody else also phone until nana monkey but meli alon ko nene ketaje foka pare the taste of the pudding is in the eating yal jele already e o manke talin kuti ni be diamuna mole ko mbenyin ke mirale kabiri bijenu yemuneke amonke ko ikole ko kabiri bijenu nyanta silol be kala sanolti de hanide bari ye lamo yilale otumo be siring amonke ko ye ko dol dila wonte man ko dila de no ye lamo yilale kabri ye lamo yila ya jele ye mem fo
ye fenne fo jang science dengi ko akamunda sa wondan le ko you are going to defeat the
no ko if I in a contest in the presidential election against any candidate of UDP or anybody, I'll defeat them in CRR.
In CRR.
Yeah, I know.
We are heading to local government elections. Nim party la chances benyadila because ngalon na ko majority of parties milalon ko candidate will file are from UDP, NPP, and also few PDIs and then some other independent candidates. Party la chances benyadila in winning the local government elections, like having the majority.
Yeah, well, that okay. No, that one I cannot say that. Okay. Yeah, and I'm already contributing in some campaigns, some particularly some PDOIS candidate campaign. And yes, I'm hopeful that
of
inshallah.
Course, was a warano bakala, but I think we're going to limit ourselves to the mayoral election, possibly, like in Banjul. Check particular chances coming down to KM and West Coast because this.
You see, Banjul, Rohim Malik Law, last election, 2018, even with the support of the president, support of the vice president or foreign minister, support of the coalition, she got only 26% of the votes. So it means that in Banjul, 75% of the people did not choose Ulman Rohim Malik Law, Ulman Kate Faye in 2018. 75% of Banjulians didn't vote for Rohim Malik Law. So now if they need to consult UDP versus the rest, actually 25% 75% ma file. So say na kita two candidates to do, you keep your 25. Where will the 75 go? So I think Rohim Malik Law possibly will lose to Ibu Faye, if there are two candidates. But nobody knows. Nomination manke follow. Let's see. Then after the nomination, we can come back to that topic. In KMC, the Talib got about 40%. Even with the support of the president, the vice president, the UDP, the coalition, the ruling government, he got only 40%. 60% of KMC didn't vote for Talib. So now I need to go, wow, council, mom, into let time UDP, into let time UDP. Say, okay, I'll allow 60%, 40% tabong, and then with the 60%. But even that 40%, you were in government at that time. You have all the results. Saying Almontara government. So 60% against 40, Jumala be win. Nin two candidates that one who will win? So they will still, maybe they will still, they will go down from 40% to 25%.
Possibly UDP. Yes. Candidates or NPP as well, and also not to alliance candidates.
Yeah, and that's why you cannot say until after nomination, maybe your analysis can improve. But this is the scenario. You know, statistics. And what I'm telling you now is analyze statistics. You analyze LRR, you know, and URR. Doi will win. Inshallah.
URR.
Yeah, 2020. This 2020. You are the chairmanship. Yes.
Doi will win.
Doi will win. 2026 in URR.
Over the incumbent and also the NPP candidate?
Of course, we will take them out. The people of URR, the paretale. NPP 6 and 9 and in UDP, Jenkendi, Doi will now come and rule the council. And we are all going there to campaign.
So I'll be there. Live.
You will know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We will come down to, I missed something. You will come down to West Coast. West Coast, this is where you have Sirifo Sonko, Miyalonko, Adamantareje Kotenke, you have CDCZ, you have Ahmad Jid, and also you have Yankuba Dabo. And then Modol Bidila Miyalonko, they are independent candidates, but Mojamal Kanyi Mosa Bole, Jamabaka Fanko, this is going to be a three-horse race. You Mosa Bola chances Banyadile, if you may give your analysis.
Yeah, I think maybe the West Coast people will. Well, only initially, you're on record. You have to admit you are on record. Initially, before I hear all the candidates, yes, what more NPP farmer decide. Well, since the party mamolon, maybe Ahmed Jite was a good prospect. Yeah, but of course now witnessed already. Yeah, CD now is a new candidate. So the PR, in terms of PR, CD la PR is better than the other candidates in town, because West Coast, I campaign in the West Coast very well in the presidential campaign. So ndunda West Coast, ndunda dula Jamal, mbesteri West Coast le. So ndunga campaign yokije bakele, combo South, combo North, Fonyis and so on. So it will be a tough race, but it seems that maybe CD stands a chance. Yeah, the UDP candidate, already it will find inside their party there are people there. Melba Fokanko, he's not competent, and he's not in their own party. He's not a competent candidate. Rumors moile, whether it's true or not, I don't know. But I heard that rumors, and obviously some of the candidates in the CRR West Coast region race have a temper problem, and I think CD is a good option.
And the analysis kamunta ko ani mode Jamal analysis jamfata nyola bari ni nara West Coast Jama Baba Foka Fanko CD might not be out of the two candidates me alon ko wolle fon bita in that two-horse race. Jama Baba kamin fo fan wolo nyinde ko race better la militema wolem Ahmad Jidede aning UDP la candidate.
No, I think there is a problem because yalon jite the problem is to justify his candidacy. He said he's Atoko still now be NPP. For me, that's a technical problem. And Obadi stop lale. So because Nico be NPP and NPP la candidate londi already we tell most major statement are discredited. So not until advise us to like go completely independent. You only have a year based on your independence. But you go in patriot and patriot most of all already you found undermine. So for me that put GT in number 3, not number 2. So the two candidates is because UDP has a base there. It's going to be the UDP candidate and the NPP official candidate.
And Jamabaga for UDP.
Social media is social media, but I'm on the ground. I know.
I'm on me back and you look on President Adam Barrow. There was a question I miss Hansai Masoton Hansai. Like I'm trying to recall. But ni loko nyin kono President Adam Barrow ay bosol kulli mi alon ko tata fo bosi tang worowla and then nyin kada fende mi alon ko Barrow nala muli a jubilate back and some Gambians mi alon ko ya a jubilate ko akata fende mi alon ko ku kende balom ka wo bosi ta worowlo nati Gambia banko nyin kan ka bring information on nyin soto ya receive nyadel.
Already nga safero kelen ko yes boss can be good idea, but mold dolko bosol nying social security lebe isankam because GTSC atemu social security la subsidiary let. Yes, subsidiary mati nyawnya but until même fo wolom ko comme social security ate pension kodolom and pension kodolum atemu long term investment net because ite ka kijele yakije pour ni retire at 10 years time or 20 years time so ite be jikiri ne ko ni ite retire at 20 years time vita jele for sure you find ite me miracle me alon ko wala bina o samale bina waranto o tilile bina me alon ko ibita social security ya fo ela kodo tijang but mun so wol social security woto to nyanta mun kala to la number 1 social security all around the world secure investment ikawleke secure investment into appreciable assets mun wala munti nyanta kodo dun la assetol le koto assetol me alon ko ila value kala fale comme in housing wala ne kay ko social security and housing finance corporation. You have for social security and bossing finance corporation or social security and taxi finance corporation. No, housing. For more than 50 years is housing. So where is the housing? Every president needs it in Bangkok and Janive Bolaja, Yante Blo Chotla Dado, Yafa, no bon giving, Amelo Tichali, Amelo Nosoli, Amelo Polisoli, Amelo Sojarol, Amelo civil servant. Every president in Yanta Okelan. So far, only Jawara. Malult for Yaya. Marold for Barrow. So the money should have gone. So such more for government boss all sana. More for it. Yes, GTC is the boss company Vijane since 1950s, I don't know what. So yes, government boss company nyanta continental, but the pension kodo manyana use la to buy bosses.
Meaning that's
natara kodo bota wolto it's wrong.
Priority.
Yeah.
And also bosol nyim fele nat.
Yeah.
Ita murun nano. Yamra ko nyim bosol nyin nanna as impact like in our transportation system.
Yeah, long atondi fang transportation system at a a lot of variables yes, for a short period of time, because depending on the lifespan of the buses, because model car for man buses, social security mention will kabo Germany they live longer. So, but these current buses they live less longer. So, yellow is a factor. How long the buses can live, the road condition and so on, is number 1. So, but temporary, yes, as the transport problem is no, but far fares reduce or increase, it's still other variables because ngajele science now price or price or lafale. So, nin now price or lafa, fenga bele ka lafa because nin kurang lafa 30%, and taxi driver me along ala suoko no kurang bije, na jita kurang bije. So, obviously, o kurang na ka be ojola still na mala paso lafa. It will going to be a problem. So parcel and fares don't only depend on number of buses. There are other underlying cost factors. Parcel effect. So yes, transportation as a son and within the short period, but sustainability and long term is an issue because GTSC dolka for man capacity soto purka bosol ni maintain to the standard that they are required.
Finally, what's next for Mr. Kurang, because ngajele signed UN coalition or you endorsed PDOIS in the world la pol benyo kono. Do you have plans pour kaje kela full-fledged political party established, and then what are your plans heading to the next presidential election?
The full-fledged political party is not my priority. Until I always not believe is that the party is not the issue, because what happened? Anything can happen. Barrow Barrow came to the presidency. He was an independent candidate, and already, if I'm in a coalition and I'm happy in the coalition, there is no need. So to be president or to be a politician does not necessarily mean that you have to own a party. Gambia have more than 20 parties bijana, but party dol bije, anite fang you will be even moments of the world. So it's not about having a party or not having a party, etc. Yeah, the future, yes, political politician, or you just continue to be a politician. The
reason why Mr. Kurang seems to be very much comfortable in PDOIS is because Halifa is no more. Wallako Halifa signed a contest in the subsequent elections, and then most likely is actually tabno purka kila presidential candidate in the next presidential election. Well,
I don't know about that. Yellow is left to the membership of PDOIS. General membership la decisionality, what they want to do. So my thinking is not really on that. the nga fo ne konte manke sitting on the fence nti jante mala manke o politician oti ke bulola nyo kanga wonte mo endorse la so wala tin nga endorsement ke in 2021 to choose a presidential candidate and then of course join them and do the parliamentary this council election yes ning video is man candidate so to dulato nga feel ko yes I can add my voice to it as a Gambian taxpayer of course mbe wulale kaytan mo la ko nyim mo flol nyin ndela miro bitenne.
If you are approached by PDOIS approach pour kaje ko yekela party candidate for the next presidential election, will you accept?
Well, you know, it can be an honor to be approached by a party to pour que nim party recommend. Yes, that will be appreciated. But like I said, you know, time will tell.
Kamunda ko wato nyi mimbije abantale fereng sain binte fe wo fenkel rombe wato nyi ndila pour kaje ko dong ening jiber la le saro nyi ndi jannim fombe programme nyi soron.
Yes, thank you very much, Fati. Ngamera kajadi atale sunkarole be keri nyawnya ama easy, but alhamdulillah. So ngamo be kontong ni ngaf kuma fofanang me alonko dia mo mandia mo marasi isi hakatu you know Ramadan Mubarak abaraka.
Abaraka bake katentu bake dron kajay wolem Alhagie Mamadi Kurang atelem na guest on Gambia La Politico nyullo kum oto kamal dron jiber labe dawda ka fale ko dron ala baraka bake katentu ron njayro murundi Mr Kurang kam yalon kay wato minta pour kaje fango kadinna nyim programme mo nyim oto kamal dron jiber lal mbaflale al nimbara la baraka bake alle wato min beta pour kataram fe nyim programme cameraman Ousmane Camara mbatentu la bake mba jaylay wato minta pour kataram fe programme mo nyim be kono oto kamal dron min ka programme mo nyin natale lokmol bela wolem albadi mati aldima alteru kanunte parliament fati ka fale dron Gambia La Politico mba danna janne ko ngil lokum dami yalon ko be murna ko de lokun na la pour katentem programme oto kamala dron Gambia banko dingol momo banko kanya kala fo banko e bantala mba fulal be ko alnim bar mba fula mobe fanan ko Ramadan Mubarak ala baraka bake fo lokun na la inshallah.